New this morning, the governor is launching his plan to improve the state's child care system. It includes calling on employers to step in and step up.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Cassidy Williams is live at the Capitol with more. Good morning, Cassidy.
Good morning. It'll only be a few hours from now that the governor will be signing an executive order to create a blue ribbon panel. That panel will be charged with developing a plan to make Connecticut's child care more equitable, accessible, and affordable. Just last week, child care workers rallied together in New Haven. They wanted to draw attention to what they say is an industry-wide crisis. The providers there say they are becoming too short-staffed to stay open. They say they simply need more funding than Governor Lamont is proposing. Lamont's budget proposal includes a 25% corporate tax credit for the cost of any child care an employer provides to its workers. He wants to encourage more businesses to start offering child care. The governor will be signing that executive order about the panel this morning at 10:30. His child care tax credit is currently being considered by the General Assembly. Live in Hartford, Cassidy Williams, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Steve, thank you.